All right. So we're gonna break it down the chart real quick. And let's see what we do from here. Yes, we should be here not more than 10-15 minutes, and then we should be that. Yes. The trade has been dropped about gold on the Telegram platform and on the other session. So this is just a continuation of today's Monday live, April 6th. April 6th session, yes, that's week 146. I'm going to guess 146. This is just a continuation of this. We're going to be breaking down Gbpusd here. And let's get right into it, guys. So, give me a minute on the screen. Okay. Hold on, give me a minute, guys. Give me a minute. And this. All right. So let me share my screen quickly. All right, my screen is being covered. So let's run, guys. Let's run. Let us run, people. So now look at this now. So in our analysis, we're gonna identify the weekly zones, which is this low and this high, right? This is the weekly level. This is the last major level, and this is the last major level on the weekly time frame in Gbpusd. Now let's go to the daily time frame and trace price to where price is currently. So now, in tracing price, we would need to identify price all the way from this point, not here, from this point. So it was the last low, it was the last high, last lower low, lower high, lower low. Went ahead to put in a higher high here, put in a lower low, put in a new higher high here, put in a lower low, put in another higher high here, another higher high here, put in a lower low here, put in a higher high, put in a lower low, put in a lower high, lower low. We went ahead to put in a higher high, and now we are trying to create a higher low. Yes, now trying to create a higher low. So now basically on the daily time frame, this is the daily high, clearly, and this was the last daily valid low, right? The last daily valid low. So that the daily and the weekly high remains the same. Why this is daily low and this is the weekly low. So now let's go on the 4 hours and let's identify the same thing to know where the 4 hours stands, basically. So now let's see it. So now see, this is price, right? Price is here. I would say this was the last, to me, this was the last valid low high on 4 hours. So this was the last valid high and low, and went ahead to put in this structure here. We went to put in a low, put in a high here, put in a lower low, lower high, lower low. Went ahead to create a new higher high here. We created a higher low here, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, and a higher low. So clearly this is the 4 hours high and this is the 4 hours low. So this is the 4 hours high here, and this is the 4 hours low here. Simple and short, right? So now we know what the 4 hours is saying. So the weekly, let's now see what the weekly is saying. What the weekly is saying, what I'm bullish. The daily is saying what I'm bullish. The 4 hours is saying what I am bearish. The 4 hours is saying I'm bearish. Now let's go on the 1 hour to see if the 1 hour is in alignment to the 4 hours or is against is in alignment to the daily and weekly. So now that was the 4 hours. So we're going to start from here. We had this valid low and high here in the 1 hour time frame. We had this structure here. We had this low, we had this high, we had this low, this high, we had this low, we had this high. We created a lower low here. We went ahead to put in a new higher high, put in a higher low, created equal highs here. Yes, after price created an equal high, it did what? It went forth to what? Push and create a new low. Created a new high, created a new lower low. So we can say this, we can use this one, but I don't want to consider this because this is the 1 hour time frame. On the 15 minutes, I will consider it. So I'm going to just say this is one full swing. This is the low. We went ahead to violated and create a new high, and we are trying to create a low. So now the 1 hour is bullish. In our live call last week, last week Friday, I called this trade for our students, and I believe they are all making money currently. We took the trade off this level here. Of this level, we took this trade off this level. We missed this initial bounce, so we took it off this level here. Our stop losses were just beneath here, and we're targeting this high. You can see how much profit we're currently running on right now. We're just with the students. So if you if you are one of the students, you can privilege to get this kind of signals that are not always dropped on the Telegram platform or on the signal groups. Some trade signals are dropped in class and just for the students, yes, and they are making a lot of money as it stands. So now let's push. For the daily, we are clearly bullish. So this is the daily high. So the daily high is that the daily low and the 4 hours low remain static, but this is the daily high. So now we've identified this beautifully well. Now
daily high or 1 hour high?
This is the daily, this is the 1 hour high here. This was the last low here, the last high, the last high here, the last low, went ahead to create a new high. There was nothing after this, so this is one. So this is the 1 hour high, this is the 1 hour low here. Now, with that being said, let's now identify levels we can take trade from. Ideally, if all of this had not formed, we will be looking to come to take a trade off this level. Yes, but now that has happened, let's see what we can salvage from this. Let's go on the 15 minutes. Okay, so this is the trade here. This is the trade here. Okay, let me see. Oh, price wicked us out. The price wicked, wow. Price wicked us out. Crazy. I believe someone is in the because someone sent me their P&L, their current position, but no problem. But you can see that it was just a week and we are in crazy profits. Yes, someone sent me their P&L. This one, the initial position is still in profits. But let's see. So let's trace price back to where it is, and even our gold position was wicked out last week. We had a buy on gold, it was taken out, and this week this morning running the massive profits. But one of those things, we're obviously gonna make the money back, definitely. So now let's push. So now we've identified our structure. Now on the 4 hours, where prices, do we have a setup? Can I say we have a setup? Yes, we do. So I'll be looking to buy, let me see, even though not so vivid. Okay, yes, we have a setup here. We have a setup down here. I can be looking to buy GU from this level. I'm looking to buy GU actually, not sell GU. A sell, I'm not looking for a sell just yet, because the simple truth is weekly is bullish, daily is bullish, 4 hours is bearish, yes, as it stands, but 1 hour is bullish. Every other time frame is calling a bullish trend, but only what's it called? Only 4 hours is bearish. I'm gonna be observant of what's happening on the 4 hours time frame, not to get carried away by just the bullish leg. At the same time, if GU comes into this level, I expect GU to come to this level, no doubt, into this price point here, somewhere around here. Once GU gets around this point, I'm gonna start paying attention to the sales to see if there will be a confirmation for a sell. But up until that point, I believe we are good for a buy. So I'll be looking to buy GU off this level. We have this, we have a drop down, we have a push up, we have this, and we have price doing this. Yes, doing this and push up. So you can either take your entry off this first level here, this level here. Let me use my line, please. Off this level here. Yes, or you can just use this zone. I think I would prefer to use the zone and use, but so we have one of these levels can work as your entry, basically. Any of these levels can work as your entry. So you can take your entry off this level here, which is this zone. Your stop loss by all means should come below previous low and previous high. So this is the 30 pips SL. We will now have to go to your 4 hours time frame and identify that level, which we say it's going to be a valid level for price. Price may want to reverse off that level. So let's see on the 1 hour time frame, let's identify 1 hour highs. This is 1 hour high. So our TP can be 1 hour high, somewhere around here. But now, while you are targeting this level, this is a 1:4, do not forget this level. This can be this will be definitely a point that price would have to make a decision, either to reverse completely or to keep pushing higher. So do not forget this level here. That's price points 1.3297, because this is a clear supply zone. Although it didn't break any valid structure just yet, price would have a reaction of this level. I can promise you that for a fact. It's going to be a reaction of this level. So you can either lock in, once price get here, lock in your profits, or Trade your stop loss, whichever one you want to do. But I'm expecting price to come all the way to this point. Yes, on 15 minutes, come all the way to this point. Yes, tap us into an entry and what push high. You can take this first entry, yes, or you can be willing to be comfortable getting missed out, because there's a clause to this. The more you refine, the more your chances of you getting a missed setup. I believe it was one, I've forgotten the setup that happened. We had a missed setup on that particular trade. Looking at this has happened already. This was the initial trade, but it has happened already. So let's see what happens. My stop losses will still go below the same previous low, the same as the old one. That's this level here, and my TP the same level. So this level here. The first trade is a what? Is a 1:4.7. The second trade is a what? 1:8.4. Now, I personally do 1:3, so you can be targeting this high 1:8.4. I'll be exiting at what? 1:3. That is what? The 15 minutes high. This is how I will be trading this particular setup. Now, price may most likely what? Come into this level, tap here, and push out. Or price may what? Come into this level, tap here, and push out. But I'm saying that the price should tap this level and push out. I personally have missed out. I've basically missed out on this setup, and it has gone. Yes, do not get angry. Do not start chasing the trade if price leaves you. If it taps in this first level and leaves you, do not start chasing the trade. Let it do its thing. Yes, if it comes into the second level, tags you in, both the first person and the second person are in this setup, and they both make money. Nobody's getting stopped out. So this is basically my projection on GU. You can either do a 1:8, or you can do a 1:3 like me. 1:3 being here. This is a 1:3. That's previous 15 minutes high is a 1:3. I think I'm comfortable with that. Or you can be targeting the daily high, 1:8. Left to you, right? So that's just that for that on GU. So this is my analysis on GU for this week. What I'm paying attention to on GU for this week. Once this has happened, we'll have to pay attention to the 4-hour supply zone and see what happens once price gets to that level. So that should be all for that, guys. Just set the parameters. I'm going to drop the parameters on the what's it called, on the channel, on the Telegram channel, for the first entry and for the second entry. So you're going to see entry 1 and entry 2. Entry 1 is going to have this SL and this TP. Entry 2 is going to have this, the same SL, but a different TP. A different entry, the same SL, but a different TP, because entry 2 is going to be a 1:3, while entry 1 is going to be a 1:4.7. Yes. So that should be that for that, guys. That should be all for me for today, guys.
1 second. Sorry. Before you end, I think we should clear out this first entry. That's the liquidity zone. The first entry.
Okay.
Yes, that's the liquidity zone. Surprise will eat you up. Don't worry. Not me, will. If it doesn't hit you up, call me anything. It will eat you up. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
To take it away, that's liquidity. Remove it completely. Your area down, I like it. Your stop loss price will kiss you and go in your favor. So you need to give it breathing space. Give it 25 pips.
25 pips.
Yeah, you can then extend your TP, but you can give it 20 is okay, 25 is best.
Okay.
20 is okay, 25 is best. Then lastly, I would say your entry, you didn't tell us the motive behind the entry. You showed us an entry. You didn't tell us the reason behind the entry. And if you don't have the reason, we cannot do it on our own. So the aim is that the students are empowered to do it on their own. So you might want to show them, this is why I entered here, not other block. This is, I entered because on the chart pattern that we used to enter, your entry is on the first leg. You can give them a more, concise reason. People like technical reasons behind taking actions, so that they'll be able to do it on their own in your absence or in your presence.
All right.
I think for TP, your first place, that's where it is now. It's okay for a TP.
This one.
That place, the price might fall from, rise do not fall from there, don't worry.
This one?
Because, no, up. It's good, yes. The other place, price will not fall from there. It won't fall from there only because it didn't give us a qualification for a sell. Like, it didn't break any structure downwards.
Yes.
So why is it going to sell? So you might just come back to retest the high and keep going up, but it's not going to sell from there.
Okay.
So don't be afraid. Okay. Just tell us why we are entering the buy. Why that's our entry. We have a reason for the stop loss. Calm down. You are moving your cost up too much. We have a reason for the stop loss. And the reason for the stop loss is I mean, obviously, in validation zone, that's the lowest point in the entire swing. So we're giving a breathing space in case price wants to play around there. Reason for the TP you have explained, that's 15 minutes high and 1 hour high. That's also understandable. So just the way you explain both of them, please explain the entry so that we can have that as a reason behind our entries.
Okay. All right, sir. So for the entry, it's very simple. My entry it basically comes from the higher time frame. First of all, is from the daily. What are you seeing? I take entry of chart patterns a lot. Yes, I use chart patterns as my entry. And there are first of all, is we have an entry module, which is an entry pattern, which is this. You should be familiar with it by now. This, right? This is what I'm looking out for. And in simple, in a nutshell, this is more like an inverted head and shoulder pattern. The inverse is the case, head and shoulder pattern. But the difference is you're looking out for liquidity sweep somewhere around while you're looking for this pattern, right? Now, the simple thing to it is you're looking for a zone that serves liquidity, first of all, as your entry. Now, on the 1 hour time frame, we missed the initial, the initial entry, which was this one last week. We missed all of this. I saw this trade on, it was on Thursday. I saw this trade on Thursday. I was about to call it, but I forgot. I did not intentionally call the Friday one because it was for our students specifically, but I forgot the Thursday one. I don't know why. I was on good on something like that. Now, this was the first trade. It was the first entry here. There was the first entry around here. Everything played out here. We had the whole setup. We had the drop, the push up. We had everything play out around here. And price tapped us in and played out for a minute. Now, price came into this level, did this. We had this zone, right? We had this zone. You created this minor zone. But now the beautiful thing to it is this minor zone was swept. And you want to see a zone that is swept always, because when a zone is swept, it means that zone will most likely hold, especially if it aligns with the higher time frame. Now we've seen that sweep on this level. You can see this sweep downwards. That was the confirmation, the first confirmation I had. The second confirmation was I had the chart pattern here, which was a double bottom. Yes, how do I not get in? I go on my 15 minutes time frame. Looking for what? Looking for this pattern on the 15 minutes time frame. Now, coming to the 15 minutes time frame, where that sweep happened, it was where the sweep happened. Do we have that pattern is the question. Yes, we do have the pattern. Where is it? See it here, guys. So we have this high, we had this low. Yes, we had this high here, we had this low. Now, price went ahead to what? Create a new high. Yes, create a new high. This high is created. And now, in the course of creating this high, we're expecting to come and create what? This second leg. And what we push higher. Automatically, we've gone ahead to to print this out. Remember, I said that there's going to be a liquidity sweep in your entry. So now this is liquidity sweep. Aside this one that happened on the 1 hour time frame, we need one on the 15 minutes time frame that is directly close to our entry. And you're looking for an entry that's like I said, like I always tell everybody in class, proximity to liquidity matters a lot. You need one that is very close to You need one that is very close to liquidity. That's why Mr. Davis said we should probably move this one initially and use just this level alone. So now some people could use this whole range as their entry and take this as your entry. Whatever you want, this could be your entry. Why? Because this level just above, this is entry just above is what? Liquidity, clear liquidity, and your stop loss is just beneath it. Or some people could use the other block level. Yes, they refine it to this other block here. There's the last sell candle before the massive buy, and they use it as their entry. But nonetheless, regardless of whatever you're using, make sure that you see and identify this chart pattern, what's in the trade. Once you've identified this chart pattern, then any other thing can happen inside, basically through your entry. You could enter off support and resistance, of candlestick patterns, that is left to you. But make sure that you identify this particular chart pattern before you take the trade. So that is what I looked out for before I took my trade, basically, of this level.
Thank you very much. Just stay, just zoom out a little bit. I want to show you something. Yes, just pause like that. Just pause like that. Pause like that. Thank you. So look at this, you guys. All right. I'm sure they can see what I'm drawing. Just what he did. He took the eye, right? Yes, he went to the ceiling.
This one is not showing. Are you using your pen on the screen?
Yes, I'm using my pen.
It's not showing from my end yet. But it showed the last time. Okay, it's showing now, yes.
Yes. So this here, this point here, can be your preferred entry, or you can
Yes.
use, like you said, you can use to enter off this other block here. This can also be your entry reason. Some people will enter based on this structural point here, because that's the structural point actually. That also can be your entry reason. Whatever entry reason it is, I'm happy for you. This is also another order block. Some people can choose to enter off this one. That can also be your entry reason. But whatever entry reason you're using, let it be that you found out what he showed you, which is the pattern. Break, clear liquidity to the down, clear to the up, then come back for us to go with you. I believe that's clear, right?
Yes, it is, sir.
All right. I've removed all the drawings. Thank you so much, Uzoma.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. I can exit now. I'm
All right.
supposed to jump on Google Meet right now. I think you should have to end the recording. They sent me link already, so I'll jump on that one and leave this call.